All about integrations, API, Plunet, wonderful system, and I mean it, I'm not only saying it. I use Plunet now for, I believe, 8 years. Plunet has changed, Plunet is stable. Plunet does the core, the translation management, the project management. That's what we needed, that's what we mainly use in Plunet. So we actually use everything. There are things around Plunet that we need. Plunet could make it by themselves, but they don't have that time and the manpower right now to do that. So Plunet, you are able to work around Plunet to make your own things, your own software, and integrate it with Plunet. It's like the automotive industry. You have a Audi, BMW, Mercedes brand. What do they actually produce? They buy. They buy the good things they need to represent their brand, to build the car. They assemble everything. I could like to compare Plunet to Porsche. It's a great brand, it works, everybody wants it, but we, the good providers, we give them the real things to make it even more funny, to make it more useful. So, we came up last year, you saw maybe our dashboard. Sorry for not having it available right now. It's my fault, I asked Plunet to add some calls at the API. Took them a bit longer because I had to change some things. The fault goes on me. But now I know that we have it almost ready. And don't we, Erich? It's almost ready, right? What we came up with was a human resource manager. We started working on that while we were waiting on the API of Plunet. And we actually did this in more or less half a year. We set this up. Who from you here is actually concerned about human resources? Is it a concern to you? It should, because your resources are your main asset in the company. So treat them as an asset. Yeah, you need them, but you have to manage them. You have to onboard them, you have to select them, you have to test them. You know that 50% of a job from a vendor manager or recruiter, 50% consists in what? Who knows? Copy-paste. There is a name, there's an address, I have to write a contract. I have my template for the contract, copy the name, copy the address. Oh, wrong guy, send an email. This should be automated. We were able to reduce this time for the onboarding. What you see here, this is the resource manager as it looks like. You see here some stages or status. What is the plural of status in English? I don't know. Status or statuses or status? 1 status, 3 status, 4 status? Can we agree on status then? Okay, because in German it's status and stati. Yeah, but status. Okay. Oh, that's what my son meant. He didn't want a tattoo, it was a status. So, as you can see, I have several status here. The resources can be in a recruitment status or in an asset status already, or I have all status here selected. You see, here's a new resource, so when I click here, I see all the resources, all the people that registered in the system. They can do it online. They register with their name, data, whatever they want to let us know according to GDPR. And if they don't let us know it, we just kick them out. Because we need this information. We need to know where they are, what they do, because they are resources. So if you go here, here is a translator. I have all the information about the translator here, the services he's offering, the domains he actually works on, or he says he works on, yeah, the tools that he uses and he owns. So all the information, references, if he gives us some references, and tests if he has made already some tests. You can see This green is a freelancer. If I go to a company like here, it turns black. So even a visual effect that you just see, this is a freelancer or a company. Yeah? So here the same thing. You can see actually all the information. This is a new translator. I will search here for one. This is John Doe. Here he is. I will just change his status so I can work on him now to show you. So you see, John Doe is a new applicant, sent me an email or registered on the website. I said, this is a great guy. The first thing that we do at Java is we ask for an NDA. We don't even talk to people without signing an NDA. Because very often we have to talk about certain customers, certain things, certain projects already we want him to work for. So we need the NDA. How do you send an NDA now? Copy, paste, information. It's a contract actually, non-confidentially, whatever. Copy, paste, address, send the email. Let me see if he sent it back. Oh, he didn't send it back. Hey, Maria, send another email. He's not answering, whatever. What I do, he just registered. I just click send NDA. This is a completely automated process. I have a template. I can create templates here to send the emails. I just hit send. I can do this with all the new resources. Before I start doing anything, they are new. Just send the NDA. So John Doe already got the email, I hope. Here it is. Dear John, as you see, I have templates with tags. It gets the name of the person, the address if I want, whatever. I can just put it on the template. Following your application dated on 30th of January, blah, blah, blah. Upload the NDA here. So the NDA is attached. You can see it here. What I will do as a translator, I will save it. And now I signed it, and I will upload it. Before that, I want to show you, John is not here anymore. He's gone. He is in a new status. Automatically, he was passed to awaiting NDA. As a vendor manager, I don't have to look for anything. I know, I sent him an NDA. The system tells me he didn't upload the NDA so far, so I'm awaiting the NDA. This is his new status. What John does now, he's going to upload the NDA. Here I go. I have it signed. Let me see where it is. Here it is. And I just upload it. So, and John says, job well done. I can go home. If you see the status of waiting NDAs, John is not here anymore because the system recognized there was something uploaded. In this case, it was the NDA. What happens? It goes to waiting NDA approval. So the vendor manager, when he or she sees this, oh, look, here is one thing that I have to do. All the red dots in this stage, in the status, show you how many resources are actually in this status. If they are gray, it's an automated thing. You cannot do anything. You can change the status, but you don't have to do anything because it's automation. You have to wait just until it comes back. So what I do, I go to John. He sent me the NDA. I check it. Yes, okay, he signed it. And I say, let me change this status, for example, to NDA approved. So now there is a status which I don't use, actually, NDA approved. So here he is. The same thing happens with a service level agreement or any kind of contract that you have in your company. You can fully customize this. Yeah? It's not what I have here. You see the different status. You can change them in the system settings, which I will show later at 2:30 in the room later. I will go deeper into that. I will show you what happens here. Yeah? Behind the doors, actually. So Paul, you see his status on the top is NDA approved. I can go here and actually see anything that he uploaded, all the documentation that he sent me. I can see it all here. The funny thing here is, when it goes with testing. When we start testing resources, what is the biggest problem? We have to find the right source text. We have to find the right reviewer. We have to send him an email. We have to attach the test. We have to get the test back. We have to send the test to the reviewer. The reviewer sends it back to us. Yeah? And then, 5:30, I have to go home. I'll do that tomorrow. While this happens, I just say send test. So I hit send test. Here's a test configuration that I want to set up here. I set the source language. I will test him from English into Portuguese. I upload the test files that match these criteria. So if these criteria, I have all these test files from English into Portuguese. I'll send him this test. I will immediately look for a reviewer. I already set this. Yeah? Does this make sense so far? Yeah? You can shout. It's okay. Yeah, I've heard you screaming all the night yesterday. So I say the reviewer will be Joaquim Alves in this case. When do I want the test back? Okay, 29th is okay. At 10, yes. I have some comments to write in the test for the translator, and I just hit send. I can here see the email that I'm going to send him, confirm. Here is the comments I wrote in there, and send. The test was sent. What happens now? So, John Doe is not in the waiting NDA anymore. He is in the testing phase. Automatically, he got to the testing phase. Yeah. What happens now is John got an email. Dear John, please find attach a test file for download, blah, blah, blah. So the instructions, yeah, it's a template that I created. You can create it however you want, whatever you need. Yeah. So what John does, he will download the test. I will save it here again. And John is now, so I have to go to the email. So John made the test, and he now said, I'm going to upload the test, which I've already done. So, and here, this is another test that he is still to deliver, which he didn't deliver. So he goes here, clicks, browses for the file. He can drag and drop it if he wants to, and uploads the file. So it's done for him. On our side, what we see, John is still testing. But if we manage the tests, what happens here? I see the tests from John. There's this one that I sent him earlier. He didn't send it back. This one, he already sent it back to me. Oh, I know he sent it, he uploaded it. So I can see who sent the test actually, what the test is about, and who is the reviewer. The reviewer is Joaquim. I know that we are now waiting for the test score. So all the status of the test is here. Because Joaquim, and now I should go to my email actually. Okay, let me do that. Because Joaquim, the reviewer, sorry for this, I should have changed the reviewer's email, but I can do that. Oh, I have to wait for it. So what happens, the reviewer gets the email with the test to review. The reviewer reviews the test and uploads it in a button which is on the email, the same way that John did. At that moment, I will see that the test is actually reviewed. I just hope that I get the email so I can show it to you. It's taking a bit longer, my email account. Okay. So what the reviewer actually sees, the vendor manager now, he can see the whole test. This was not reviewed. I'll go here. So what he sees is actually all the info about the test. This is the original test that we sent to the translator. This is the test, the translated test from the translator, which he is uploading to the reviewer. Yeah? And this is a review test from the reviewer. So I can open this test and just have a look what the reviewer did. If I agree with the reviewer gave a rating, which I can see here. I set this up in the system. These is how I want to evaluate the translators. So from 1 to out of 10, he got 8. Yeah, so here is the final score, 9.4. And I say, okay, this translator passed or not. I evaluate it. So I just go, change the test status and say passed. So this guy passed the test. I will go to John Doe and do this as well. So I shouldn't, but I will. I just say passed. Close. When I see John, he's in the testing phase. Now I can send him the SLA, whatever I want to do with him. I can put him at other stages. When I go to the tests now, you see, in his profile, here is everything about the tests I made with him. I gave him this. Everything is here. Okay? Does this make sense so far? So is the automation, complete automation understood here? Yeah? Now let me check. I tested this guy for several languages. Here I can actually add for what languages I want to use them. You know, there are service providers, sometimes they say they do 200 language pairs, one freelancer. Yeah? So what you can do, you can, of course, delete everything that he writes there. John is at home. GDPR is working, and John wants to access his account. So the resources can access their account. All the information that they sent us, it's already here. The bank details, experience and references, whatever. Services, tools and domains, whatever. It's everything here. But John said, hey, I didn't send any reference to Java. So what he can do, he adds a reference manually again. Yeah, and this would be Plunet. I will use Plunet as a reference, and I talk to Peter. And the contact email, I will put John Doe, okay? So we have not the email problem again. Yeah, and I let them know that Peter is from Germany. And if I want, I can add a phone number. I don't have to. And I just add this. When you see now here, John, is he? Okay. So, John, on his profile, the references, I have to refresh this, sorry. They should be here now. They are not. This is a demo account. Sorry, we have a bug. Thank you. So, John changed that. I just want to show you one little detail. It's when John adds a service, a new language pair from German. Oh, sorry, translation. So, from German into Portuguese. For Brazil, why not? Word, and this was added now to his profile. You see here's a notification, the resource notifications. So if a resource changes something in their account, we get notified. Yeah, so the vendor manager is not always looking what has changed. Oh, he did German, Portuguese, and that time he doesn't do anymore. Why? So I didn't even realize that. Yeah. Oh, we have an order. We placed an order job in Plunet, and he doesn't do that anymore. This won't happen again because in the future, when this is connected to Plunet through the API, this will set for this language pair the resource on hold. So your project managers will not be able to order anything on a language pair that was not verified by you. I go here, I can see service added, John Doe added a new service. Here I see it, what he added, I can click there, and I say, okay, I mark it as seen, and it now disappeared, the notification. I just updated his thing. Yeah? If I go now here to this, and I test him for German, Portuguese, whatever, I will set him to green. And you see this green bar, this is actually what will allow this system to communicate with Plunet. Because this is a language, we approved him, we tested him, we want him to work with us in this language pair. Or service, could be DTP, could be interpretation, whatever you want. So, these are just a few things of automation that I've shown you that is possible to do, and where we can connect it with Plunet. At the end, I go to John, I change his status, and this is called Add to Plunet. This should be the trigger when the API starts working and transfers the data to Plunet and synchronizes the data to Plunet. And the resource itself should be created in Plunet, so you don't have to do it manually again. All this price lists, all the language pairs, everything that you have to all the information you have to put there. Yeah. So Java, we tested this. I'm actually not very proud to say this. We tested lots of resources. A year ago or 2 years ago, our resource manager at Java was able to onboard 4 to 6 people in a week. Exchanging emails, sending tests, watching for references, all this stuff. Took him a week for 4 to 6 resources. We onboarded 148 resources in 1 week with the whole process. Tested everything. So they are ready to be in Plunet, to be used. Now the test goes on to see if the quality is really that good, how we can use them. You know, after you test a resource, you cannot use it immediately. Yeah, you start working with it. So from 6 people in a week to 148, I think that was a good job. And the resource managers are happy. And actually, we don't have a resource manager anymore. I do it by myself now. In the evening, when I'm at home, very easily, because it's actually not a big task anymore. Does that make sense? So, 5 p.m., I don't have to look for resources anymore. I go home and have my beer or go to the Plunet party. Yeah? Instead of sitting there till midnight just to see 2 CVs. Any questions?